Hello, everyone. Nice to see you today. And today I want to cover the 12 bar blues, an introduction to the 12 bar blues, because there would be so much to say about it. And I find it's interesting to visit a little bit about to know a little bit about the 12 bar blues, because as classical musicians, sometimes jazz is another world, but the blues is an entry point to this jazz world. And there's theory to learn, but not that much either. And as teachers, we often teach blues and boogies. And I don't know about your students, but my students, when they hear blues, sometimes they go, I know that piece. Actually, they don't know the piece so much, but they know the form. They kind of recognize the form, and it's easy to understand. So the blues originated in the 19th century during the Civil War, the American Civil War, 1861 to 65. And it was descendants from the Afro-American, they were descendants from the African, and so they were singing in the cotton fields while they were cutting they were cutting the cotton, and they were singing, and they were also cutting vegetables. I think they were working in those fields, and they were singing and responding back and forth, and it was kind of a comfort song also, that they were kind of complaining when they were singing the blues, and it was a comfort song. So this is just for the little history about it, and so you know that it's a different way of playing. As classical musician, we play everything legato, but when we play the blues, it's more percussive, because it's more like a complaint. So that being said, we all know about the form, but I think it will be good for me to show it to you again. So if you're in C, you have twice 4 bars of the C chord, which is the first degree. So you have the C chord for four beats and 4 bars. And then you have the F chord for 2 bars, the C chord for 2 bars, the G, the F, and then I could say 2 Cs to finish with 2 chords of C, 2 C chords, but we always have a turnaround when we keep going over and over, back and forth, in this, not back and forth, but we're going in a loop in this form. So we have this G chord as a turnaround, and at the end we can finish on C. And so in degrees it goes 1 1 1 1, 4 4 1 1, 5 4 1 1, or 1 5 if we turn around. So if you look at this last column, it would be 1 1 1 1 1 1 if we finish, and we just have to memorize the 1 1 4 4 5 4. So these degrees help us also to transpose if later on we want to play it in F and G and play with other musicians, and so we know the progression. And this progression we really have to master, like without thinking anymore about it, and to know exactly where we are in the blues form when we start improvising. But also if we improvise with others and we finish our solo, then we know that we come back to C and everyone is on the same page. So now, how do you work on the blues form? I could tell you, in the left hand you could play a C and a G as a fifth, and a C and an A as a sixth, and go back. That's probably the easiest way to start. Some teachers teach also if you teach your students, you could say you do 4 bars of the C chord while you arpeggiate the C chord in your left hand. And then you go to F, turn around, or twice C. So that would be one way to work on it. The other way would be to go So this would be the easiest way to work around the chord progression and to play it so much that we don't need to think about it. And then we could play with iReal Pro, this app that is so fun to play with. So on your iPad, you can download it. It's this little B flat here. So you know, I don't know if I can make it bigger, not really. So the iReal Pro app is helping us to have a band and to play at the tempo we would like to play and the key we'd like to play with the band we would like to play in the style we would like to play. So it's really fun to play with this app, iReal Pro. I can write it after for you below. And so let's play this blues form. Fun to play with the app and have a little band and feel that rhythm. In the blues we play in triplets. The quarter note or the beat is divided in 3 parts, so when we swing it, it's gonna go up, or we can work on the blues form and imagine or practice playing in triplets, everything that we do to feel that beat divided in 3 parts, to feel that triplet inside before we swing it. So let's try that. Too much and I play at the same time, then you know I miss my shot. So there we go, we have this sense of triplet, and then we can go and feel that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And in the blues as well as in jazz, the strong beat is on the 2nd and on the 4th, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Get the point. So this is about the blues form. Of course, there would be so many bases to learn and different patterns. but here I'm just introducing the blues form, the chord progression. So now, what do we do with the right hand? I mean, once we know the chords, we're not going to play the chords in the right hand. So I often talk about the pentatonic scale when I introduce on the black keys. And the kids like to start also on the black keys, but I notice adults like the black keys too. So the black keys, if we go more in details, these 5 keys represent the pentatonic scale on G flat. And if I remove the E flat here, G, A, B, D, E, if I put it here, I get the E flat minor pentatonic scale. And if I transpose this minor pentatonic scale, I get C, E flat, I transpose it to C, C, E flat, F, G, B flat. So that same scale that was on E flat, transposed to C, and so we get that pentatonic minor scale. If we want to turn it, because it's really close to the blues scale, if we want to turn it into a blues scale, we add up the G flat or the F sharp we see often. So C, E flat, F, F sharp or G flat, G, B flat, C. And I put 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1 because it's easy to go everywhere. So for the C, the C blues scale, put 1, 3, 1, 3, and you can go everywhere. Now, G flat or F sharp represents the blue note. But since the blues was often played, and I think originally was played on the guitar, they were bending. They were bending the notes, so the E flat would become an E natural, so they were bending. So on the piano, it's hard to bend a string, so what we do, we slide. So that's why you're often going to see it in E natural and the blues scale. And they slide with the same finger, as opposed to classical, when we use 2, 3, they use the same finger. So you're going to hear this E natural, as well as in the C, E, G. So people were asking me sometimes, so how come I find an E flat in the right hand and an E natural in the left? So this is the answer, because the note was bent at the origin, and so we kept those 2 notes as part of the blues scale. You'll see the blues scale in different forms, also in different declination, but this is the most common one, and you can add up this E natural to it as well. So what do we do with the right hand? Now that we know that we can play in triplets, we can practice this blues scale. And triplet like this, or starting on E flat. On any key you can practice your blues scale, so you know it upwards and backwards, and so you can start. So you can start anywhere, going up, going down from different keys, so you know your scale really well. So when you start to invent little licks or little themes, you know that you can start from any note and play around. So now, what do we do? Also with the scale, we swing it. that's the way we're gonna. So now there's ways to invent licks and there's ways to play with themes. But that, I would encourage you to come to my next piano improvisation masterclass next week, June 17th to 19th, from Monday to Wednesday. So it's a 3-day free improvisation masterclass at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be an hour long every day. And I'm going to cover the blues, among other things. And I'm going to show you what you can do to improvise little licks and little themes, and what do you do to make them different, and how you know, the riffs that the blues pianists are using, the most common ones, and how can you spice up a little bit your blues. So now you know the form, you know how to play with your right hand, and you know how to construct that blues scale. And so now it's the time to discover in my next masterclass how to improvise really with the blues scale over this blues form. So register with the link below, and I'll see you at the masterclass, everyone. Enjoy your blues. Bye.